You see the title of this video. Y'all know why you're here. Congratulations, Avalanche. They broke your elevator door. I could go on and on. I could do that after blowing it in game 5, even after blowing it in game 3. I could go on and on about how right I was. This one, you know, I enjoy being right, but in this case, this one also kind of hurts. Because, man, I really thought that this would be the year. My 2001 Stanley Cup champion shirt, aside from it hardly fitting me anymore, feels like a relic. Relics from another era. Here's what they used to do when they were actually really good in the early years. I thought this would be it. I thought this would be the team to do it. But unfortunately, like I said in the video, in the previous one, where I ranted and raved about the Vegas Golden Knights sticking their foot through an elevator door and breaking it, which is what the Avalanche did, pretty much. Don't be fooled by how close the score was, or at least how close it was for like 2 periods. I didn't even bother watching, I think I said as much. Like I didn't want to watch because I knew it was going to end. I knew they had nothing left, you know. And again, I hate to rehash it, but they had multiple chances to completely change the direction of the series, and they failed to do so. It could have been a 3-0 Avalanche lead after game 3 with a 2-1 lead late, and yet they give up 2 goals in 45 seconds. The Avs could have taken, and really should have taken, a 3-2 series lead after game 5 with a late 2-0 lead. And they gave Vegas all the opportunity they needed to come right back. I don't know which one is more deflating, to be perfectly honest. But I would say game 5 would probably have been the more deflating one. I saw a tweet from actually the NHL official Twitter account that said, "Oh, what a great series to watch. What a great battle between the West's 2 best teams. What a great battle to watch." And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, if you're a casual fan and you have no dog in the fight or fight in the dog. But if you're an Avs fan, after game 3, nothing but pain. Sounds like a bad album title. Because that's all it was. It was just nothing but pain, knowing that the downfall was starting to begin. And a team that, again, had such high expectation coming into the season and had the regular season to prove it, goes out in the second round for the 3rd straight year. Now, again, I have said how great a team Vegas is, and they are. In their brief history, let's not kid ourselves. Vegas has been nothing short of impressive. As much as I don't like the way they play, they trash talk, all of that. I mentioned that in the last video. As much as I don't like that, you can't overlook the results that they've done in their first 4 years of existence. First year, incredible run to the Stanley Cup final, only to lose to Washington in the final. The year after, yeah, they lose the first round to the Sharks, but it went 7 games, and that was kind of a makeup series for what happened the previous series. Third year, again, back to the conference finals, and they ran into a really red-hot Dallas team at the right time. They're kind of in the same boat this year because now they're running into a red-hot Montreal team. So maybe that might happen again, but you got to admit that Dallas team was red-hot at the right time. And then here they are again getting to the Final Four, and here they are in winning the West, and here they are again. You can't overlook the fact that they have been very impressive in their 4 years. But man, even as much credit as I give Vegas to win this series, man, Colorado lost it more. They really did. Because again, they had, it was right there in front of them. And even though I said, and I know this is true, even though I said how much that game 1 was an anomaly with the 7-1 win, they followed that up with a very strong overtime win in game 2. And you're thinking at this point that, yeah, Colorado's got all the momentum. They're picking up right where they left off from the sweep of the Blues. Even though clearly Vegas was far and away many levels above the St. Louis Blues. Not even close. Not even the same ballpark. But again, I wish I had the answer in front of me. Maybe it was the fact that Nathan MacKinnon didn't show up, in this series. He really didn't make much of an impact. And yet he's an MVP finalist. Well, I know he ain't going to win. It's probably going to be McDavid, but, Like, where was he? It's like literally Vegas is the home of magicians, Well, apparently they made Nathan MacKinnon go poof because he was just gone. No part of it. And Vegas's depth really showed in this series. And I know I mentioned that, the last few games, Marchessault was on fire and Pacioretty, Alex Tuck, I think, had a goal a couple games ago or even tonight. But I think 5 different Golden Knights had goals of their 6. That is a testament to their depth. It can't just be about the main guys. Ask Edmonton. It can't just be about Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. You got to have depth on every line. Ask Boston, who's now out of the playoffs. Thank you, Islanders. Ask Boston. It can't just be about your top line guys. You got to have depth on every line, guys that can not only score goals, but contribute, pass the puck well, make contributions on every single line. If you don't have that, you're not going to go on any deep runs. So that's the most frustrating thing, That's the most frustrating thing about all of this is that, I honestly thought that, and I'm sure I don't feel the same. I'm sure I'm not alone in this, And seasons like, outcomes like this and seasons like this for a team, this is one of the major reasons why I've always said I don't hold myself to one team. I don't stick to just following one team because of the fact that you subject yourself more to disappointment like this if you're just a one-team person. That's why I have multiple teams that I follow and I'm a fan of to fall back on in case something happens like this. You could have potentially a great team and a great season, and then you get to the postseason and you run into a great team at the right time and season's over. And that is what has happened to Colorado tonight. And again, this is one where I like it when I'm right. Like when I know that a prediction comes true, I wouldn't have said that the Avs were done after Game 5 if I didn't firmly believe it. And again, I even said that sucked for me to say as a fan. But I just did not see a way to where this team could come back. I felt honestly like there was nothing left. And winning in Vegas is nearly impossible. Now, again, Minnesota was able to do it twice in the first round. I don't know how, to be honest. But Colorado could not find a way to win in that environment. And so I kind of knew their backs were already against the wall after blowing Game 5. So again, I could ramble on and on for a while about how right I was and how it sucks to be right, and in this case as an Avs fan, because it does hurt. Again, going out for the third time in a row in the second round and feeling so unaccomplished after such a great regular season. But I also want to share, I guess, some of the thoughts of the other fans. I'm even getting notified myself. Yeah, Grubauer, and that's a sticking point too. That's a sticking point too, because with last season's Avalanche team, when Philip Grubauer got hurt, I knew then that their run was going to end because they were clearly not the same team without him. Even though Michael Hutchinson did decent in his place, it wasn't the same. So I knew that their run was going to end when Grubauer got hurt. And then in this series, he gives up some awful goals. What happened to him? Oh. So I just want to read. This is what I'm calling Lamentations of a fan base. This is. I just want to read some of these highlighted tweets from people who are responding to the Avalanche's official tweets. All they've put here is disappointing. That's how they started to tweet. Disappointing. I would have probably something said it's the effect of disappointing to even begin to describe how that is. And we'll see you next season. Yeah. Let's see. So let me find some of the highlights here. From at Matt Kriz. Well, I'm afraid hockey is ruined for the near future. All GMs are going to try and copy the Knights, Isles, and the Habs. NHL is the only league that allows crap to suppress their best players. I mean, are they really? Like, I don't know about that one. Because again, I mentioned the word parity and how it's different from a year-to-year basis. You rarely see dynasties in the NHL. You rarely see it. So I don't know if I can really. Oh, excuse me. Oh, more caffeine here. Yeah, I don't know how I can really agree with that take. This is it from the bench. Bednar has to look within. Nemeth killed the Avs all series on both the offensive and defensive end. Should have been pulled from the series 3 games ago. Yeah, it's got to be like a look in the mirror kind of thing. It's again. I made the comment in the last video. Where's the fire? Where's the fire? Where's the heart? Where's the intensity? You are losing to teams in the playoffs that are a lot more grittier and battle tested and and not willing to quit and lay down every single year. Where is it? And if you don't have that, you're not going to stick around in the postseason for very long. So I clearly think that's a solid take. Let's see. Oh, here's a hot take. Here's a hot take from James Johnson. As an honest Avalanche fan, it is time to trade Nathan MacKinnon. This guy never shows up in crucial moments. I think we should send him to Calgary for Sean Monahan. Ooh, that's a spicy take for sure. At least the Flames can run their hockey team correctly. Shame. I love how he ends that with the Go Avs Go hashtag anyway. He ends that hot take that he puts out to trade Nathan MacKinnon and puts the Go Avs Go in there anyway. Wow, that's beautiful. First off, the Flames can run their hockey team correctly. Let's see, the same Calgary Flames team that allowed to have a head coach on its team that apparently hurled racial insults at a player. That Calgary Flames team, we're talking about the same team? Okay, sure. Second, a Calgary Flames team that was nowhere near the playoffs this season, while the Avalanche have had a lot more success over time than them. Yeah, sure. Okay. Now, trading MacKinnon for Monahan, I mean, Monahan he's an okay player. I don't know how he'd fit in Colorado, but I agree with the fact that, yeah, MacKinnon disappeared during the playoffs and did not step up during the big moments. I agree with that. But trading him for Monahan, I don't know if I agree with that fully. I don't know. That's a spicy take. That is definitely a spicy take for sure. I'm only going to agree with the fact that MacKinnon doesn't show up in the crucial moments. I'll agree with that. But man, that's whoo. And even he's got a little fire next to his name too on Twitter, so you can tell he's full of hot takes. And then Kyle Leith, I apologize if I butcher your name, responded, MacKinnon had 2 assists and played well. You could put some blame on IDK, the goalie that gave up 5 goals and 19 his shots, and 3 of them were really, really weak goals. Yeah, I would blame Grubauer more than Nathan MacKinnon. Grubauer gave up some really soft goals, like he did, like especially the during the comeback in Game 3. I was watching that in the Sports Night on the BlepCom Discord server, and I'm thinking, Colorado's looked so good this game. They've got the momentum. They're looking good. And then he gives up those 2 goals late, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh. I think the first one was like I don't remember, like he either left the net open or like he took a bad angle on it and let it in. And then the other one, the one that gave Vegas the lead, he wasn't even, I don't think he was even screened in front. He jumps up and totally misreads it, and it goes right under him. I mean, it was just awful. So yeah, I agree with Kyle here. I think more of the blame has to be put on Philip Grubauer than Nathan MacKinnon. Let's see. From @MileHighMoose, love the Twitter handle. I called it after Game 3. Oh, you called it after Game 3. See, I called it after Game 5. You called it after Game 3. Wow. Okay, kudos to you. I thought I had it called perfectly after game 5. This individual called it after game 3, seeing the downfall coming from a mile away. It is obvious that Bender does not know how to coach a team in the playoffs. Avs have more talent, but were outcoached for almost the entire series. Bender needs to be fired. I don't think the Avs are going to fire him. I think that's a little extreme. Then again, we've seen good coaches that have good seasons for many years do get fired in the NHL. Let's see. I remember when Dan Bylsma was fired from Pittsburgh. That was a surprise. When the Sharks let DeBoer go after solid playoff runs. It's about winning championships, and if you can't get to that standard, especially when you win the President's Trophy and can't even get past the second round, I mean, would it be extreme? Yes. Would it surprise me at this point? No. But wow, called it after game 3. Yikes. This tweet from @BestNHLRef. I'll warm up the car, and it's a picture of a golf cart. Savage. Of course, all the "you blew it" memes. Yeah, those are going to be prevalent. From @the_Sly_12. Vegas is too fast. They've played this way since their inaugural season. I remember the series against the Jets. Yeah, I mean, that's 100% right. And I mentioned how successful Vegas has been. Yeah, I absolutely. That's just well put. And that's exactly what they are. And that's the way they play. You've got to really have a picture-perfect series to put away this team. And if you don't, they will take advantage. Let's see. From @OnlyTrueFan. Hats off to Knights for their elevated passion, drive, and hunger to go back to Stanley Cup Finals. They're not quite there. They're not quite there yet. They got to get past Montreal, but they will obviously be the favorite in that series. But Montreal has been underdog this entire postseason. But Vegas will obviously be favored to win that series. Proud of our young Avs. Need to learn from series that teams and players who had the taste of the finals play with higher intensity, and Avs need to do the same. I mean, that's it. I mean, like I said, where's the fire? Where's the heart? Where's the drive? Right now, Avs don't have it. That's the long and short of it. They don't have it, and unless they can match, those teams' intensity, they're not going to get there. From Grant Foster, we could have had a serious playoff run this year. It was possible, no matter what people say in these comments. Yeah, duh. Duh. We lack a disciplined focus starting in game 2. Okay. I mean, you could even pinpoint that maybe it was game 2 that really they were starting to let Vegas creep back in. You could maybe say that it was game 2. Something needs to change as how this team prepares for the playoffs. This is disgusting to see. I mean, preparation is important. You know what? Again, I don't want to use this as an excuse, but what I think it was is that obviously Colorado knew, they probably knew in the back of their minds they were going to easily get past St. Louis. I didn't know if they think they were going to sweep them, mind you, but they knew they were the far better team in St. Louis. But I think then is maybe after that game 1 performance where they go out and dominate and they win 7-1, I don't want to say that they got complacent, but can you really argue it at this point? Can you really think about that for a minute and just, because I mean, obviously I've always said never count Vegas out because they're gritty, they're strong, they're tough, they're fast. They still have plenty of depth. They still have solid goaltending. Well, when Fleury's in net, Robin Lehner is but they're still strong. They're not going to go away quietly. And then the Avs win game 2 in overtime, but Vegas starts to play better. But then you give them the opportunity in game 3 with a 45-second comeback. And that's when they give Vegas the confidence. And from there, it was all Vegas. And even though you had another chance in game 5 and you let them come back. So, yeah, it is, I don't know if I want to use the word disgusting, but it's certainly, it's frustrating. It's debilitating. It's disheartening. It just sucks. That's all it really does. It just sucks. And then Grant responds to his own tweet. So Grant keeps going. Grant is very, very passionate. Grant keeps going. And he says, for a team this good, it's disgusting to see us be swept like this. Okay, first off, they weren't swept. I mean, they did. Okay, I guess you call it the gentleman's sweep because they did lose 4 straight games. But they weren't fully swept. Something needs to be changed. Mindset, players, or coaches. This team had too much potential to lose like that and not go to game 7 and lose there. Well, first off, had it gone to game 7, it would have been back in Colorado. I think he's a little bit confused because game 6 was in Vegas. Yeah, so had it gone to game 7, it would have been back in Colorado. I agree that something needs to be changed. Coaches, again, if Bednar gets fired, it would not surprise me, honestly, but I think it'd be a little bit extreme. Players, yeah, there's going to be obviously debate on who to keep and who to release because of salary cap. It always happens to the good teams. Mindset definitely needs changed. Clearly, the culture of this team needs an upgrade. It needs changed. When it's the same thing, when you've been eliminated in the second round now for 3 straight years, something has to change. And now again, I hate to make this comparison. Sorry, Leafs fans. It's not Toronto bad levels of bad where they've lost, where they haven't won a title and haven't even won a playoff series in 17 years. It's not that bad. But by the same token, they still haven't won a title in 20. So something needs changed. I want to say it's mindset more than players or coaches, but I agree with him that something needs to change in order to have this team get to that next level. Let's see. Jacob Weaver tweeted, now we descend as one. I see what he did there. Because the Avalanche's motto during the postseason was ascend as one. Yeah, now we descend as one. Everyone screwed up this game. Everyone, huh? You're just throwing it all out there, aren't you? Everybody screwed up. It's all on you. I blame hashtag blame everyone. I blame everybody. Bernie the mascot screwed up this game. Everybody. Loads of turnovers and was just too little too late. If you brought our A game the whole series, you might have had a chance. It gags me that Vegas has this strong a team, but reality is reality. It gags you. It gags you that Vegas has this strong a team. Really. I mean, I don't like them either, but are you not aware of their history? We can't find a year yet where Vegas has been terrible. They've been dominant ever since their existence because they had a hay of an expansion draft. Seattle Kraken, the Seattle fans, they must be licking their lips right now and thinking, oh, the buffet and the smorgasbord that we're going to get in the expansion draft. Seeing what this Vegas franchise is doing in 4 years, Seattle must be thinking, okay, we need to learn from them how to do it. And I will admit, I'm not afraid to admit this. When I originally saw Vegas's expansion draft roster, I laughed. I laughed out loud. And I said, there is no way in hell that team is going to contend right out of the box. Oh, how wrong I was and how wrong a lot of media pundits were. All the articles I read on The Athletic said that roster is meh at best. It is a meh roster. That team will be lucky to even have an average season, let alone a playoff berth. And look what they've done in 4 years. They've proven everybody wrong, including me. Stanley Cup final, the first year Stanley Cup final. Second year, still made the playoffs with first round loss, but hey, good Sharks team. Third year, bounce back, conference final, ran to a really good Dallas team. And now here they are again. They're proving us all wrong. It gags you that Vegas has this strong. Dude, they've been strong since the beginning. Where have you been? Under a rock? I don't like the way they play either, but I can acknowledge the fact that they're a good team and a great team because they are. Yeah, I don't like it, but they're a great team. This one is the one that I retweeted from Holden Gorikowski. I hope I pronounced your name right. Again, if I butchered these names, I apologize. This one hurts, not with anger, not with frustration, with sadness. This really felt like the year. We had the best team since 2001 and did no better than the last 4 years. It just really sucks. I don't really have anything to say. That's it. That's it. That sums it up in just one tweet. I could say, well, good night, everybody, and mic drop, and that would be it. That's it. I'm not angry about it. I mean, I'm a little frustrated, but it's mostly sadness because everybody thought, if you're a fan of this organization, everybody felt like this was the year. Everybody. And it wasn't just the Avalanche fans. It was the media. You know, it was just very rarely did you find somebody that didn't predict that the Avs would win the Cup. It was almost everybody. It was near unanimous. So yeah, that sums it up perfectly. From Mara Fabian, so proud of the Avs, yet feel so disappointed for the team. Let's not forget COVID's hand in the playoff schedule. No other season where one is playing two in the second round. Go Avs always and forever. Yeah, I mean, that is a point because, again, with the in a quote unquote normal year, you have where, of course, in the second round of each division or each conference, mind you, you have, highest seed remaining faces, lower seed and whatnot. So yeah, you don't get that 1 versus 2 second round matchup. But to be fair, it ended up being that was the only 1-2 of the entire playoffs. This was the only one. Again, you want to talk about parity? This was the only 1-2 matchup we got. The Central was 1-3. Although Tampa Bay doesn't play like a 3 seed, mind you, that was 1-3. Islanders Boston, that was 3-4. And so was the North, 3-4. And the 4 seed won both those series. So we have no number 1 seeds left. We have a 2, a 3, and 2 number 4s. That's unbelievable. That is how crazy these playoffs have been. But yeah, I mean, obviously it sucks that the schedule turns out that way, but it is what it is. From Pup Fry, what a deflating series. Plus, this is 3 years in a row, in all caps. The Avs have lost in the second round. Something needs to change because all that noise made in the regular season didn't mean a damn thing. That's well said and well put. Again, I wish we could pinpoint what it is that needs to change. Whether it's the coach, whether it's the mindset, it's something. It's got to be something to get this team over the hump. I don't know if this is actually a Lightning fan, but this is from Lightning B97. Well, if the second round was the goal, the Avs are the team to embody. Trust me, I don't think the Avs think that the second round is always the goal. I'm just saying. But honestly, if we're admitting the truth to ourselves, the better team won. Yeah. I just wish the Avs made it more of a battle. This was painful to watch to not be competitive in too many games. To be fair, honestly, the only games that they weren't competitive in was Game 4 and tonight, to be fair. Like I said, they should have won either Game 3 or Game 5 or both. But again, when you let a great team hang around and you give them opportunity to come back and win those games, it just deflates you. So that's kind of, I mean, yeah, it was painful after Game 3 because, as I've said in some of these, people could see that coming from a mile away, that the collapse was starting to begin. But I don't want to say that they weren't competitive in every game, in all the games they lost, because at least in Games 3 and Game 5, they had ample opportunity to win those games, and they just didn't do it. And they just didn't finish the job. Game 4, obviously, they weren't going to win. And then obviously tonight, they weren't going to win after what happened in Game 5. Those single losses were just so deflating to the team that they couldn't rebound from it. So, and again, that might be a mindset thing that needs fixed. You know, you need to get players in the locker room that are able to respond from deflating losses like that in the playoffs. And the great teams are able to do that and rise above that. The Lightning are a prime example. You know, when they play flat, deflating games in the past series in Game 5 before they were able to clinch against the Hurricanes this time around, what do they do in Game 6? Oh, that's right. They bounce back and play one of their best games of the series, and usually Vasilevsky is a stone wall and gets a shutout. It's a mindset like that. It's the players in the locker room have to be like that should lead you to the next level. And if the Avalanche don't have that right now in their locker room, that's where you start. So yeah, I don't agree with the fact that they weren't competitive in every game, but they just they need to find a way to readjust that mindset of, well, if we could, woulda, coulda, shoulda, and now we're so deflated that we're gonna, just it's gonna wear on our minds the next game, and then you get your doors blown off. So they need to just have a mindset of resetting and play at the level they know they can play in each game, and not worry about the game prior. But knowing that clearly that wasn't the case with the Avalanche, I kind of knew the downfall was going to come. And I think Jacob Weaver's got some more here. Yeah, he's got some more. And sadly, they've arguably the best goalie in the league. Are you referring to Vegas or Colorado? Because either one you're referring to, I wouldn't say that you're right. Vasilevsky, in my opinion, is the best goalie in the league, but that's just me, and my Tampa Bay bias showing, but that to me is the truth. Not that Fleury is not good. He is. He's really good. Grubauer has his moments, but clearly in this series, he was the big reason why the Avs struggled late. You can make cases for others that are really strong. Carey Price in the playoffs is absolutely amazing. Hellebuck in Winnipeg, when he's on, he's on. So the Islanders goalies, Varlamov and Sorokin, have been really good. So yeah, I wouldn't say he's the best in the league, but he's up there. He's in the upper tier. Don't get me wrong, but best, I wouldn't say that. They were on us almost the whole series, and we faltered big time. I had such high hopes for us this year. We choked the second round again. Dude, everybody did. Everybody felt like that Panic at the Disco song. Everybody felt like that on the Avs. But, yeah. This from Azure Sky. Of course, I'm gutted. Really thought we finally fixed all the problems to get a winning team. But I still love you, and the fans who are quitting just leave because Fairweather fans are the damn worst. See y'all next year. Yeah, I'm not going to quit on the Avs. Let me just make that very, very clear. I have been an Avalanche fan for far too long to ever quit on this team. Okay, I am not going to quit on the Avalanche. Let me just make that abundantly clear. Is it frustrating that they haven't won a title in 20 years? You betcha. But I've been an Indiana Pacer fan for longer than I've been an Avalanche fan. And how many titles have they won? Oh, that's right, none. When I am loyal to a team, kind of like the first pony I ever liked from MLP with Rainbow Dash, I'm loyal to them. Unless they really give me a reason to not be loyal to them anymore, I'm going to stick by a team through and through. So I'm not going to give up on this team. As much as it sucks, it's frustrating. I watch the Leafs fan video, Steve Dangle. I watch I watched his channel briefly after the Leafs lost to Montreal, and even wrote a book about how the team's ruining his life, but he still loves them. In some cases, that's kind of how I feel with some of these teams that I like that have never experienced winning a championship yet, but I'm loyal to them. I'm going to stick with them. I'm too dedicated at this point to leave them. You know what I mean? And it's not like Colorado is Buffalo or Anaheim or Ottawa or these teams that are down in the dregs that are clearly rebuilding, or Detroit, San Jose, LA. I mean, I could go on. They're not at that point. They are still a really good hockey team, but they just have not been able to get over the next level, the next hump, if you will. And so, yeah, I'm not quitting on the Avs. I am like the least example of fair weather that you will find. When I fully invest my passion and my dedication to a team, I tend to stick with it unless I really have like a legitimate reason to let them go. And over the years, actually, there have been a few, very, very rarely, but a few instances where I have actually, said I can't support this team anymore. And it doesn't happen often, but there have been a few instances. But again, not very often. Once I usually am on board with a team, I am sticking with them. So, yeah, no, I mean that's well said. But yeah, I'm not giving up on the Avs. Let's see. From Joel Knutson, who, according to his avatar, looks to be a Seattle Kraken fan. Defensive breakdowns, bad bounces, and Stone pretty much erasing Nathan MacKinnon. Yeah. So who do they lose to Seattle, and who gets re-signed? Unfortunate end. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of questions for this team in the offseason. Yeah, obviously, yeah. Who do they lose in the expansion draft is going to be a big question. Who gets re-signed? Yeah, it is. It is an unfortunate end for the team. But again, it is what it is. And you got to give props that Vegas won the series. From lifelong France fan Tim at TD Confab, this is unacceptable! Exclamation point. Very passionate. Anger. As an honest Avs fan. I love these tweets that are coming out there saying, as an honest Avs fan. I love that. Right up front, to the point, saying, yeah, I'm an honest Avs fan, but I'm going to tell you what we need to change. I like this. We should trade MacKinnon for a real player and winner, Dustin Brown. I say this as an honest Avs fan. A lot of people wanting to trade Nathan MacKinnon. I mean, and again, I don't know if this is like quote unquote recency bias. And it might be, okay. It might be. Everyone's mad that MacKinnon didn't show up in the Vegas series. Okay. And now everyone's saying trade him. Okay. I mean, if again, Dustin Brown, yeah, but does he have anything left? He had some great years in LA. Does he have anything left to give? I think maybe he fit in decent in Colorado, but does he have much left to give? If you get a decent return on your investment, if you trade MacKinnon, then okay. But I'm just saying, you trade him that A is going to be a good return on investment, and B, someone's going to be a good fit in the Colorado system. Or if you're going with the mindset thing, if you're wanting someone that's going to be a strong leader in the locker room and make the team a little grittier, Dustin Brown would certainly fit that mold. So I think he would more so than that Monahan deal. So yeah, that might work. If you're going to do the thing of changing the team's mindset. So yeah, that certainly would work. This from Hateful Equation, interesting Twitter handle. I love my Avs and seeing all these fans. Notice the fans in quotation marks saying, "Fire Bednar, trade MacKinnon. Don't deserve to be fans. We need fair rep." Oh, here we go. The fair ref conspiracy theorists. Here we go. So many missed calls happen in this series. I'll always love my Avs and love my team. Go Avs, go. Gotta love the fans. I love how you put fans in quotation marks. And yet you, Mr. Fan or Mrs. Fan, goes right to blaming the referees. Oh gosh, I can't handle fans like that go straight to blaming the officiating for the reason their team lost. Firing Jared Bednar and trading Nathan McKinnon is a lot more realistic scenarios than the officials being the reason the Avs lost the series. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Let's see. What else have we got here? From Nathan Spears. Really have to question Bednar's coaching in this series. I think a lot of people are agreeing with that. We were dominating each game from game 2 on. Yeah, I think a lot of people are agreeing with that. As much as I love him, it's time to move on from Gerard. I could see that. Nemeth is dog bleep. Yeah. Where was Landeskog? Oh my gosh, there's another one that Vegas made go poof, disappear. Where was Gabriel Landeskog in this series? He was nowhere to be found. Yeah, let's not talk about McKinnon and how he was a disappearing act. Where was Gabe Landeskog in this series? Yeah, he was. Did he have a goal in this series? I don't even think he had a goal. Okay, he had one in game 1. And then after that, I don't think he had another goal the whole entire series. Nope. He had one goal the entire series. One in that game 1 dominant win. Holy cow. Yeah. So the Vegas made him go poof too. Losing Kadri was massive. Was it really? Considering Nazem Kadri's suspension history, was really losing him massive? I wouldn't think so. Let's see. Oh gosh, and and this from Wesley at Step Sequencer, 2 R's, essentially replied with the same comment that the Avs posted last season when they were eliminated in the second round. We don't have any words. We know you don't want to hear them. We understand your anger, your frustration, your sadness, everything you're feeling. We get it. This isn't the ending we imagined. It's certainly not the one we wanted. Thank you for being there the entire ride. Bravo. Bravo. Yeah, that's putting it right back at them and just spewing it on their face. Let's see. Any other good ones in here? This from at Cody Gambling TV. Actually, his current name is President Winner 2020-21 Avs. That's all they're going to be. Nice try, Avs. Why am I laughing at that? Why do I find that funny? Do I take delight in our fellow fans' pain? Nice try. You had a great season. I'm going to be cheering for the Montreal Canadiens. We're going for the ultimate underdog now, aren't you? I mean, obviously going to root for them to beat Vegas, obviously, because obviously Colorado fans are not going to root for Vegas to win the next round. You guys should be embarrassed. Time to get rid of Nemeth and Graves and more. This was a hard-fought series. Bednar needs to go. We can't win a Stanley Cup with Bednar. Clearly, Jared Bednar is going to take a lot of heat. You know, clearly he is going to take a vast majority of this heat. It's going to be, I would say, probably the heat that's going to come off of the fan base in this order. 1, Jared Bednar. 2, Philip Grubauer. 3, probably Nathan McKinnon. I don't know. 4, the refs, ? 5, Nazem Kadri being suspended. And then maybe 6, Gabe Landeskog, and then 7, who knows what else. I mean, that's the way it's looking right now. That's the heat level of how this is going to go. Oh, this is intense from at Blade of Fire 1 from Mike Smith. This team is now known as the Chocolanche. Oof. And I say that as an Avs fan. 3 straight second-round exits, 2 straight years blowing a third-period lead in a series-defining game. Had a lead in every game this series, but only won 2 and blew 2 third-period leads. Choking defined. I mean, yeah. I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. That's 100% true. I cannot argue with that. There's no way that I can argue with that at all. Because he's right. and then someone responded to that. What do you call the Maple Leafs, the biggest fan base in the NHL? I mean, okay, like I said, the Maple Leafs are worse than Colorado. Let's not kid ourselves. In terms of if I want to talk about like a choking team, Toronto is worse. But what Colorado did in this series in the past few years, it's certainly up there. Good tweet here from Hockey Gamer at AxDo17. It's ACHSDo17. It's time for the Avs to do some soul searching. It's great to have a speed game, but as I said for the Dallas series, unless you're able to adapt and play other styles of hockey, you are not going to make it far in the playoffs. We have a one-track mindset. Yep, another fan that is in agreement that the mindset and the culture of this team needs to change. Yes, I 100% agree with that tweet. This from Ratty the Buckethead at Rye19. As a lifelong Avs fan, I'm disgusted by this hideous performance. Disgusted. Truly despicable play by potential championship roster. Not to mention the clowns that run this franchise. Ooh. I'm finally giving up and taking my talents to Arizona, who knows how to run a dynasty. Are you serious, man? You're taking your talents to Arizona, who knows how to run a dynasty. Have you seen the Arizona Coyotes the last few years? Have you seen the problems that organization is in? Oh my. If you had said you were taking your talents to Tampa or I don't know, Vegas or Boston or even the Islanders, I would maybe not find this as funny. You're taking your talents to Arizona. Sure. Let's see how that works out for you. Oh, that is a take. That's a take. That's a take. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Jacob Weaver. I keep seeing more tweets from this. This fan is really frustrated. President's Trophy doesn't mean much when you can't get it done in the playoffs. Lots to look at this offseason. They have the talent, but they have to work on all these terrible plays and bad positioning. Looks like still have a lot of growing to do. Tough offseason ahead. And again, not wrong. Definitely not wrong. Yeah, it does not mean much when you can't get it done. Yeah, it's meaningless. It means nothing. It's a piece of hardware that says, congratulations, you were the best team in the regular season, but yet did nothing when it mattered. Lots to look at this offseason, you betcha. I'm sure every single piece of that team will be scrutinized. They have the talent, but they have to work on these terrible plays and bad positioning. Again, you betcha. And still a lot of growing to do. Yep, you need more leaders in the locker room, and you need a new mindset. That's clearly what's holding this team back. From @Tizzy1986. Oh, I wonder if 1986 was the year you were born, because then you'd be the same age as me. Oh, nice. 4 straight losses, and the goalie gives up 16 goals. Yeah. Needed center depth, and for the 3rd time in 4 years, Kadri sits in the press box serving a suspension when his team needed him. That President's Trophy banner is meaningless. A, yes, it is. B, again, was Kadri really that an integral part of the team? Unless I'm really missing something, like I don't know how integral he really was. Unless I was just missing it, I don't know. So. Another tweet here from Hockey Gamer. 2019 was our first time in years in a fluky play. 2020, we're on our 4th-string goalie and beat up. Yeah. And this year we straight up sucked for 8 periods and didn't get our act together till the end. Not really. No excuses this time. This is a shit show against a very good team. Yeah, that's kind of a nice way to put it, but yeah, it kind of was. Let's see if there's any more here. We've almost gone now for a little more than an hour. I'll probably be going to bed here a little shortly here. Oh, wow. You want to – okay, here's another extreme take. This from Central Mass Hangover. The handle is @LaBostonBruins. Wow. Loyal fan for many years, and I've finally given up. This will be the last game I ever support of this franchise. My family and I had a party tonight, and now we're embarrassed in front of company. My kids are crying because Dad is crying. Enough is enough. I am done. Wow. See, okay. That may sound extreme, but again, that's a scenario where, again, loyal fan for many years, but that's, I guess, quote unquote, the sort of breaking point. You know, if you've put up with it for so long and it just reaches a point where you don't think you can stick around anymore as a fan, that's your breaking point. And I guess for this fan tonight, that's the case. It sucks that it had to happen during a party, and then in front of company, you were so embarrassed. That sucks. Okay, that honestly sucks. That's a sucky way to watch your team get eliminated. At a party in front of company, that's one of the worst ways. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That's one of the worst ways to see it. That's unfortunate. So I can't blame that individual for that to be the breaking point there. I can't blame you there. From @Jake Crisco, this Avs team is the first team to ever leave me feeling empty inside. I think a lot of Avs fans feel that way tonight. I do. And I'm the same way. I think a lot of Avs fans feel that tonight. Okay. I thought the fans switching to the Coyotes was bad. Here's this one from @AllThingsSabres. This is from a Sabres fan. That's it. That seals the deal. I've been a lifelong Avs fan. Okay, so you've been a lifelong Avs fan. So that means you've seen 2 championships, which I'm pretty sure is more than the Sabres have even won. And in all my time of being one, I've never seen such an embarrassment. So until you fix this garbage team, I'll be rooting for a real team like the Sabres since they actually know how to win hockey games. What are you telling me right now? Get out of here with that nonsense. I shouldn't be laughing at pain. But some of y'all are just really going to extreme. I'm going to switch to the Coyotes because they know how to win games. I'm going to switch to the Sabres because they know how to win games. Oh my gosh, y'all. Again, good luck with that. Oh my gosh. I don't know how. I don't know if anything can get as bad as those two. Those two are really bad. This from at NoRocks99. I love how this person's bio. Rockies and Buccaneers fan. I like misery. Well, 1 out of 2. The Bucs just won the Super Bowl last year. They're fine. Now the Rockies, yeah. Wish I could provide valuable input, but I don't know hockey. But I do know what an ass kicking looks like, and Vegas handed one out. Fair. It's totally fair. It's fair. And again, another one here from Lightning B97. Honestly, half year just see it was the best awful knee-jerk reactions. I'm so disappointed, but dang, some of these comments. This is why I go to the Twitterverse. This is why I want to do a video on this, because some of these are just, I can't even comprehend it. I can't even fathom. You're gonna leave a team that has been so successful the past few years and being rock bottom for years. Now they're having success and won the President's Trophy, and you're gonna go to either Arizona or Buffalo, both of whom are complete dumpster fires and rebuilds. Again, good luck with that. Oh, this from at Sharpmasters 6_9. The Avalanche are the new Washington Capitals. I mean, fair. I mean, he's not fully wrong. I mean, as much as I hate to admit that, yeah. Because again, the Caps were really good for many years and couldn't get it done until a couple years ago. So the Avs are kind of in that same boat. Yeah, I hate to admit that he's right, but he's kind of right. This from Spokey Dokie. Love the name. Every year, every blank year, time to rethink this roster. These guys go up so easily when facing a good team. Why are they here? Last year was understandable. Same with the year before, but this year with all the pieces we needed, hard not to call this a choke. Yeah, exactly. Again, most of these are 100% right. Some of these are just beyond out there, but most of these are 100% right. Yeah, had all the pieces there. All the pieces are needed. But again, when facing a good team, they give up so easily. It is. It's hard not to call it a choke because that's really what it was. Really passionate tweet here from at JCon262. You guys really did choke. It hurts me to say that. I'm not going to say all the bad words in this tweet because there are a lot of them. 2-0 series lead. 2-0 lead in game 5 going into the third. Where is the heart? Where is the want? I'm so disappointed. 3 years in a row with a second round exit. When is this ever going to change? I mean, like I said, mic drop. That's the best way to put it, to not sugarcoat it. That's 100% correct. You know what I mean? They had opportunities and they didn't want it, and apparently didn't want it bad enough, and they didn't have the right mindset, and they allowed a great team to have the confidence they needed and overtook them. That's the plain and simple of it. Now this from Ryland. Philip Grubauer is not the guy. Trade him and move on. Great season, guys. Again, Grubauer getting some blame here, which I guess again is gonna likely happen. So yeah, it would not shock me if people wanted him traded. Let's see, any more here? This from Terry at Terry Tuffin. I knew this was coming. I honestly think we should trade McKinnon and McCarr to Boston so they can win a cup. Wow. Let's see. This from at LCWiz85. Love my Avalanche, but not enough physical playing defensemen. That's fair. Wish we lost a game with St. Louis on purpose, kind of, to reduce Kadri's missed games. Losing games on purpose, not really the Avs thing. Let's see, any more here? Any more extreme ones? And again, a lot of these you're going to find are your more optimistic outlooks, which is fine. I'm not saying that people can't be optimistic. They can. I try to be optimistic when I can, but I've always said that when it comes to my teams, I'm what's called a passionate realist. Okay, I love my teams to death. I am passionate about them. I love rooting for them and cheering them on, but I also know when it's time to take a good hard look in the mirror and face reality and realize that either they're going to get eliminated or it's time to rethink things. On a different tangent, like am I surprised the Pacers fired Nate Burke after one season? No. Okay, because there was no way for him to recover the mismanagement of the locker room. There was no way to fix that. So once I know that something can't be fixed, then yeah, I'm not surprised. So like I said, once game 3 kind of happened, and then game 5, once game 5 definitely happened, I knew this was coming. This from Matt Sacred Reich. Guess I'm rooting for the Canadians now. No way I'm rooting for VGK. Hey, I'm the same way. Okay. Even though I give Vegas their props and that they won the series, I'm not going to be rooting for them to beat Montreal. Heck no. Anyone but Vegas can win the cup, and I'll be happy at this point. Anyone but Vegas. Here's my rooting interest in the Final Four. Okay, 1, Tampa Bay. 2, New York Islanders. 3, Montreal. 4, anything else. 5, Vegas. Like getting hit by a truck. Like you know what I mean. Like anything besides Vegas. Anyone but Vegas can win, and I'll be happy. But so yeah, let's see. We're kind of getting toward the tail end here. This from at Cardinals Reek. This is an embarrassment to the state of Colorado and an embarrassment to the entire country of the United States of America. Okay, little extreme. I will not be renewing my season tickets. Okay, good. Someone else can take them. Instead, I will go to Seattle where they know how to run a hockey franchise. See, I don't even play an NHL game yet. Okay, so to recap, the Avalanche have lost 3 fans tonight that are going to go to Arizona, Buffalo, and Seattle. Oh dear. Oh gosh. I can't even with those people. Wow. Just wow. Just wow. Someone posted the dumpster fire gif. Yeah, okay. That's common. Let's see. Yeah, the pain images, the pain gifs are coming up. So yeah, it's disappointing indeed. Outplayed 5 of the 6 games. The Lamentations deserved to advance. Yeah, so yeah, that I'm just trying to see if there's like anything more like extreme like that at this point, because some of these are pretty tame, but the ones that are getting me are like the fans that are just saying I'm gonna go to Arizona or Buffalo or Seattle. Oh my gosh. This tweet here from @WinterClassDoug. I thought this was the greatest team of all time, according to the Hockey Universe. I've been hearing they're too good and unbeatable all year, but look at you now. You don't have 6 power plays a game, and the diving tactics stopped working. Ouch. You lost talking that good shit. Wow. I mean, first off, no team is unbeatable. Yeah, that no team is unbeatable, especially not in hockey. As I've said, the Stanley Cup is the hardest to win, so only one earns it. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, you guys. I mean, again, I saw this coming. I saw this coming. Again, it might have been after Game 3 when they blew that lead in 45 seconds. I said, I'm pretty sure we were tweeting right then and there that could very well be the turning point of the entire series, because it gave Vegas, the opportunity that they needed to turn it around. And look what happened. Sometimes I hate being right. And this is one of those times. So the vast, I'd say probably there's 3 categories here. There's a third of Avs fans that are, still being, optimistic and saying, oh yeah, it sucks, but we'll be back next year. And I'm still a fan. I'm still on for the ride, and it'll be all right. I'm not quite in that camp, but I'm obviously still a fan, but I'm not like, don't change anything. I'm kind of in the second camp, which is, yeah, I'm still a fan, but something has to change. And I read there were a few of those tweets. It's either that players need to be on the move, or coaching needs changed, or definitely the mindset needs changed. You need grittier players in there. You need players that want it, that have the heart, that have the the intensity when times get tough. You got to have players like that So I'm kind of in that second camp. And then there's the way out there, folks, that said, I'm done with this team, and I'm going to now root for Arizona, Buffalo, or Seattle. The Avs lost 3 fans tonight, at least, that are now going to root for Arizona, Buffalo, and Seattle. Now Seattle, they haven't played a game yet, but again, with the expansion draft, like you've seen with Vegas, I'll give you Seattle. I'll give you Seattle in a bit of a way, because at least they could get some good talent out of the expansion draft. And then and then they got the number 2 pick in the actual draft, so they're going to get a nice young talent there. I'll give you Seattle. But Arizona and Buffalo? Okay. Sure. You do you. Oh, gosh. All right. I'm spent on this. I think I've gone on long enough and looking at the pain. It wasn't to be. At the end of the day, it just wasn't to be. And again, as hard as that is to say, they ran into a better team, and they gave that better team the opportunity to turn the series around, and the Avalanche did. And that's really the long and short of it. There's really nothing else to say on that I can't sugarcoat it any further. That's the reality. And as much as it hurts, there's going to be a lot of questions and finger pointing in the off season. Who should stay? Who should go? Who's going to end up in Seattle? There's going to be a lot to dissect. And obviously there's going to be changes. But if it's for the better to get this franchise in the right direction, that enables them to get over the hump and get past the second round and enable them to have more success going forward, I will have no issues with that. The saying is sometimes that change is inevitable. Well, especially when you're a team and a franchise that has such high expectations every year, and you meet those expectations in the regular season, and then you can't go beyond that. But let's think about this. Let's kind of compare to another team that I like and love and support that had a similar fate. Granted, not in the same fashion, mind you, but kind of a similar story. Lest we forget the Tampa Bay Lightning had an amazing year, dominated the regular season, won the President's Trophy, toasted the league, and then what happens in the first round against a red-hot Columbus team? Swept in the first round. One of the most embarrassing losses, probably the most embarrassing loss in franchise history. But Tampa learned from that mistake, and they got better and made some acquisitions to make the team tougher, stronger, faster. And last year won the Stanley Cup, and now they might be on the verge of going back-to-back. It is about how you respond in the face of adversity that really defines your team in future years. I can only hope that for the fans like me that stick around supporting the Colorado Avalanche, I think we're all in agreement that we can only hope that this team will make the right changes in the offseason. They'll learn from their previous mistakes of the last 3 years. and they'll finally become the team that can get over the hump to the next level and beyond, and then truly be a contender and win a Stanley Cup again and have their moment in the winner's circle. That's really what we can hope for those of us that stick around. That's what we can hope for as a fan base. Thank you all for watching this video tonight. As always, I appreciate the ones that stick around on my channel. Y'all know that. I've had actually an enjoyable time just talking about the playoffs these past few nights. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the Final Four, obviously, now. We've got now Vegas and Montreal. Y'all know who I'm going to be rooting for in that series, obviously. I want the Canadiens to win. And then I get the matchup that really I wanted with Lightning and Islanders. And obviously, I'll be wanting the Lightning to win that series. But if the Lightning have to lose to the Islanders, I won't be too upset because I have mad respect for the Islanders as an organization. So I'll be happy either way. So it'll be interesting to see what happens from here on out. But unfortunately for the Avs, the book is closed on this season. And we can only hope that going forward, the right decisions will be made, and the team will try even harder in future years to finally get over that hump and be a Stanley Cup champion once again. Thank you all. See you on the next one. Good night.